Okay, so we're continuing on with our preparation for our parties and skincare classes. Okay, we were finishing up with our placemat before, and what I wanted to say about this is you want to print off probably 5 to 8 of these, maybe even 8 to 10, and always get them laminated or put in a clear page protector. Doesn't matter how you do yours, but you always want to make sure they're protected in some way because the minute that you go to your skincare class, if they're just printed, the minute someone gets an iced tea glass and sits it down on top of there, then it's going to have a water ring. You're going to have to reprint, and it's going to take more ink and more time and more effort and more money. So might as well just do a one-time print, maybe get 10 or so printed up. I print these on cardstock paper because they're a little bit more durable, but that's totally up to you. White paper is the best, and putting it in a clear page protector or get them laminated, whichever one suits you best. So that goes under each person's place around the table. If you have 6 people, you'll have 6 of these sitting around. The other piece of another flyer that I have sitting at each person's place, it says 8 reasons why women starting a Mary Kay business. And this is also found at our unit's website, angeleemarykay.com. You can find these in the team building section, and you can find all of your placemats and other kinds of things like that in the hostess and party section. There's also some things in the extra section. Any flyer that I'm talking about on any video, you'll be able to find at angeleemarykay.com. That way you don't have to filter through all your emails. So just go there and check it out. But the reason that I have this, eight reasons why women start a Mary Kay business, is because this gives me lots of insight as to who at my party might be a potential team member, who might be looking for something extra to do, who might be needing some extra money, all those sorts of things. So what I do is I say, sometime during my skincare classes, I say, everybody look under your tray mirror. What you'll see is a sheet that says 8 reasons why women start a Mary Kay business. Everyone that fills that out, if you'll just fill it out real quickly, fold it in half and sit it in the center of the table. We're going to draw from these at the end, and somebody's going to get a special gift. So I take some little something, whether it's, a little sampler bag or maybe a preferred customer program gift that I have left over from another quarter. Doesn't really matter what it is. But just ask them to fill these out, fold them up, and put them in the center of the table, and that gives you prospective team member leads to follow up with, either at the end when you're talking to each person one at a time, or after the party. Maybe your party goes a little long and you just don't have time to do a lot of extra things. Really, really important that you have this. Okay, so we have a placemat, we have 8 reasons, and then on top of that we have an individual setup for each person. And in the current starter kit, you get lots of these little mesh bags. These are great just to put everything, holds everything that one person will need for their facial at your party. So let me show you what's in mine. The contents of this is also printed out there at our unit's website in the hostess and party section if you, forget to write it all down. A fountain pen, a disposable facial cloth, that way they can use that to take off their cleanser and everything. Some triple-sized true cotton balls are in there. A beauty book, and the beauty book is what we use as we go through our facial and skincare class. We use that instead of the big book. A skincare profile card. Want to have that, everybody fill that out. It's great because they fill it out and then you flip over the top copy and it tells you what to put in their tray and mirror. It tells you what they need for their skincare. A sales ticket, and then of course your tray and mirror itself. And the tray and mirror, inside there I go ahead and put my little disposable plastic well. That's where you're going to squirt all your product out for each person to try. So if you've got kids, this is the perfect little project for each one of your kids to do. Just lay everything out and say one of each one of these things goes in this little mesh bag. And that way you've always got everything for one person. And if there's, if you have too many of these prepared, then you can just put the extras back into your starter kit bag and take them home. You don't have to redo. It also makes you look very organized. Imagine if you had all these things scattered all over the place. You're having to find the profile cards and find the cotton balls and find this and find that. Well, right here you've got everything that you need. Makes it very, very easy, and you look very put together. So our placemat, our 8 reasons sheet, and this is going to be sitting at every single person's place setting. So in addition to that, I wanted to say this too. The mesh bag, everything that goes in here, if you don't have enough mesh bags, you can use gallon-sized Ziploc bags, and those will do just fine. The trays and mirrors that we had from prior starter kits were bigger than what would fit in here, so you can use a gallon-sized Ziploc bag and use those for your individual setups. So either one is fine, whatever works for you. Now, in addition to that, you want to have a hostess gift, and this is just a little thank you gift. This is actually the one I've got here is a travel size satin hands. And pretty much at your party, you just want to say, oh, Susie, we're just so excited that you've had us here to your home and allowed us all to come in your beautiful home and have a party. And I just want to give this to you as a token of my appreciation for you, getting us all together and hosting us here in your gorgeous home. Thank you so much. And you give that to her. Your little thank you gift, this is not her hostess credit, but just a thank you gift, needs to be no more than $2 or $3 at your cost. So be very aware of that. You don't need to be giving extravagant things because she's going to get hostess credit based on the sales and bookings at her party. You also want to have a calculator. Many of you have a calculator on your phone. You may not need one of these, but I have one just in case. I use a roll of raffle tickets. You can get these at Walmart or Sam's Club or Target. You can get a whole roll for about $2 or $3. And I give a ticket to each person that comes just for a giveaway. I also give a ticket to each person if they buy something. And I give 10 tickets to everybody that books their own party and becomes a hostess. So, I have another little drawing, from those. So tickets are always good. You can use them for all sorts of great grand stuff. And we'll talk about other ideas with tickets later. You want to have extra hostess packets like we talked about at the beginning of the video. Always have at least 3 to 5 hostess packets because your goal at your party is not just sales, but also to get at least 2 more bookings. So have those hostess packets ready to hand to your new hostesses at the end. You also want to have 3 to 5 recruiting packets. Same type deal. You can put them in an envelope. You can put them in a manila envelope or a folder, whatever. It doesn't matter. And recruiting packets are nothing more than just some literature about how to get started and what's involved in a Mary Kay business. Someone that you picked out, we normally have 2 sparklers at every party. Your hostess plus 2. Your hostess plus 2, making 3 potential team members there at every party that you go to. So when you are there, you want to have something to send home with them. Many times we get wrapped up in the sales and all the bookings and all that. We don't really have enough time, many times, to go through all of the recruiting process. So just giving them something to take home and look at, and then you do a follow-up call. You also want to have your date book with you, and you want to have outlined in there, when you go to your pages, highlight the days that you're wanting to have parties. Get a highlighter pen and highlight those days. Why? Because at the end, when you're talking to each person about booking their own party, you don't want to say, well, when do you want to have it? I promise you they'll want to have it on a day that you don't want to have it. So, highlight those days, and then you can just pretty much just give her your book and say, the highlighted days are the days I have open, and let her pick. So it makes it very easy, and it works for you and for her. Also, you want to have book to looks, my word. These right here are little envelopes, and all of the stuff for these book to looks you can print out in the hostess and party section, but it's basically 10 envelopes, and each one of them has on the front, book to look. You can print out those labels there, or you can simply just take a marker and write book to look. Whatever's easier for you. If you want your kids to do it, great. But I did my own labels just because it's easier and faster. So I have these, and inside each one of these is a little piece of paper, and it has something on there, either a discount or a free product or something, has something. And what I say is, okay, today, everybody here, I have 10 book to look envelopes, and inside each of these envelopes is a gift, an extra special gift for those of you that book your own party. Now today, Susie, her goal is to have at least 2 parties booked from today's party, at least 2 of you to be your own hostess. And so each person, if you will, grab an envelope, and everybody grabs an envelope, and then I say, okay, if you'll take your pen, you can write your name on your envelope, and at the end, when we set your date, then I will grab your envelope, I'll take it home with me, and I'll bring it to your party. And at your party, you can open it up and see what you get in front of your friends at your home. So this is just an extra incentive to get bookings. It pretty much is the thing that reminds me, it helps me to remember that, hey, I'm there to book parties too, not just to sell. So book to looks make things very, very simple, and everybody wants something free. They all want an envelope. Nobody likes to pass them up. So if you have them together, great. And for a time saver, go ahead and make up like 100 at a time. And that way, and when you've got 100 or so, then you never have to make them up before every single party. You've automatically got them. Okay? Now, last thing that is the most important thing you can have, it is the most important thing you can have, is your roll-up bag to match your placemat. And, you know, the placemat that's sitting at everybody's tray and mirror, and also the placemat that you use for your cheat sheet. You know, this is your little cheat sheet that you can look at to show all the different sets that we have, how much they are, and how they can get them. You want to have your roll-up bag to exactly match that placemat. You get your roll-up bag on section 1. You probably got it as a free product bonus as a new consultant with your order. But each thing in here matches this placemat. For example, the first pocket is Miracle Set. It's the set A and B on the placemat. The second set is the microdermabrasion set, which is set C on the placemat. Set D is the eye set, which is all right here. And set E, the satin set, satin hands, satin lips. Set E, it's in that. And the placemat shows your roll-up bag, you know, being purchased as a set. The whole thing is a whole set. It's a party in a bag. And so they can get this whole thing like that, or they can get individual sets. You know, the difference in having a placemat and having your roll-up bag to match and to show is really, really big. If you don't have these things, they pretty much buy an eyeliner or a lip liner or a foundation. If you have these things and they can see those and you can show them and they see that there's a, you know, a benefit of a bundle, they're going to buy it. And that's where your big sales come from. So I'm encouraging you to get your placemats together, get your roll-up bag together. This is your show and sell, or this is your show and tell bag, show and tell bag. This shows and tells everybody about what they can get at the end. And the eye buys. Women are very visual buyers. So when they see this, they will want their very own to take home. They can also see the amount of product that they're going to get, the size of the bottles. So believe me, when I say this is very, very important. And for me, I like to have the one I show right here. Then I like to have 4 or 5 extras filled up. I put a pink ribbon around the handle of the ones that are dry to normal sets inside, and a purple ribbon around the ones that are combo to oily inside. Have those there for, you know, ready for people to buy. I go expecting people to walk out of that home with a roll-up bag on their hand. So if I can do it, so can you. Okay, so we're going to call this a day on our preparation. Thank you for watching to the very end. And our next 2 videos are going to be the skincare class, start to finish, the actual party part, and then how to close it at the table and how to close it individually with each person. So congratulations for making it to the end. I am excited. So leave me your comments on our unit Facebook page. Have a great day.